YouTube, hello, it's I, your cult leader, your cult father, your cult daddy, Keronzi, back once again. This isn't the second time I'm doing this recording. No, I wasn't muted for like nearly half an hour and done an entire quest and was insanely funny. The funniest I've ever been. But it's all gone because it's just not gonna, I mean, it's gonna be on the Twitch. It's gonna be on Twitch for like 2 months or something. But you're not going to hear any of it because I'll be muted. Anyway, let me just get through this very quickly. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new or a returning viewer. It doesn't matter which. All of those really help out a lot. I mean, those comments down below, so we'll respond to you in kind. We're going to be covering some story quests today. So, well, not story quests, class quests, job quests. I think it's just job now. But either way, going to be doing some of that stuff. I've already done one. You're going to see some other stuff here. But I'm just going to go back. And once I've unlocked them all, I'm going to do an offline edit for the projects that I've got going. It's a mess. Anyway, there are links
Merry
down...
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yes. There are links, something down below. There's the Vasculitis Foundation. It's a fantastic cause. Vasculitis attacks the blood cells in the body and causes untold amount of problems. If you can potentially give some money, I would greatly appreciate it. If you can't, just looking at the video, watching this VOD, coming to the streams, getting eyeballs on it, potentially helps out. Holiday periods, it's a tight month for everyone, so I can understand if you can't give money, but just being here showing support means a lot and helps out a ton. We've already raised a decent amount of money. We'll almost beat our total from last year, and you can help beat that, if not by giving, but at least by watching, so that someone else might be able to do the same. There's links down below as well. There's the Lore Objects Merchant, there's the Throne List, if you want to help me out that way. There's the Quell and Shardfall, where you can blend your gaming and fitness together. That link gets you $40 or equivalent off of your purchase. And yeah, I get a small kickback if you can use it. Let's go back to the game. Oh wait, why is it on swipe? It's not shouldn't be on, it should just be on car. Oh, I hate myself for this. Thank you for pointing it out, though, SK. I do appreciate that. Ugh. I'm doing good, though. Thank you. How are you doing today? Hope you're keeping well. What do we have? Oh yeah, I mean, there's the support a streamer campaign going on as well. If you play Final Fantasy, support your streamers who are playing Final Fantasy at the time until January 1st, and you get the Snow Streamer mount as well as 50 Aetheryte tickets. Anyway, we'll continue this on. Malefic 2. Conviction. Jacques Canard appears to have information on your next symposium. The Volds went and outdid themselves. The location of our next symposium? The Convectory, a makeshift camp for a band of bickering knights. I've spoken at length with Lady Levaviva about how we might handle this next inconvenience, so as not to meet the same fate we did in Falcon's Nest. I fear the worst, but the lady believes that we may be approaching this all wrong, that we should embrace the situation to use it to our advantage. I believe she is merely unaccustomed with the thin alpine air and her wits are not in order. Perchance we should make for the camp and see for ourselves. That. Snowman! As Mox pointed out in the Discord when I posted the picture, peak Aru.
What?
I posted an image of the snowman and then what it looks like when you're moving when you pop out of the snowman's head.
Yeah.
Or you lift the snowman's head up. And Mox instantly followed up that image with peak Aru.
I don't get it. As in Pikachu, or?
No, peekaboo.
Right. No, still not following.
Yeah, no, I figured as much. Alright, well, these guys clearly are not happy to see us. Oh, looks like, Manzone is not doing well either. I arrived not a moment to go and find this. What in the Fury's name has happened here? Tread lightly, Ilya. This is not the work of bandits. The Quimperane hurts were dealt by the convictors. You were assaulted by the men sworn to protect us? This is madness. The Volts led the knights to believe that a party of astrologians would be arriving to aid them in scrying the location of the Horde's next attack. They took out their frustrations on poor Quimperane when they learned I can foretell the whims of the dragons about as well as I can of those of Jacquinard. But no, we must not let this discourage us. If words have no weight with these men, then let our magics do the speaking. Close your eyes, soon it will all be over. Ah, better. May the stars heal your wounds. Give me a swift death. That's all I ask. But you're an astrologian. You can heal people? That is not what astrologians do. No, that is entirely possible. You're just being lied to. Believe me, I am not much longer for this realm. Oh, well, no, I cutted it on myself. My wounds, it's as if they were never there. Wait, who's going to believe that I slew a dragon if I haven't the wounds to show for it? I don't know whether to thank you or slit your throat, though I suppose I wouldn't be able to do either if you hadn't healed me with those queer magics, so this day I see fit to forgive you. Well, aren't you just benevolent? Ouch, my leg. Just cut the damn thing off. I cannot take much more of this. The pain, it's gone. How did you... So to try this on ye old Xbox? Hey, no, give it a go. 100% SK, give it a go. And if you do, reach out and I'll give you the information. Well, I mean, you can kind of see the world that we're on. I can give you the information so you can join the server and everything that we're on. Because the more people, the better.
Yep.
You.
PC, PlayStation, Xbox, all the same servers.
What is wrong, Laviva? Have you tapped too deeply into your mental reserves? Perhaps you should take a moment's respite. No, she quite literally just stabbed her, you fucking blind idiot. That blood is not the knight's. The loyal lapdog. Without you, to state the obvious, where would your masters be, pray tell? You again? One might think these markings would betray my identity, but you Eorzeans have a singular capacity to look without seeing. I am amazed you are not constantly wandering into bonfires or off cliffs. I have grown weary of this masquerade. I am done with entrusting my fate to this realm's blundering mercenaries. My name is Salai, and I am here to take the Lady Laviva into custody so that she can be transported back to Sharlayan and tried for her crimes. Taken into custody? On whose authority? You are here without permission of the Forum, performing acts which amount to treason. Your grandfather has already been detained and questioned. I am giving you the opportunity to turn yourself in and put an end to this farce, once and for all. Do as I say, and no one will be harmed, yourself included, Lady Laviva. But, Lady Laviva, I thought you and your grandfather were dispatched on an official expedition. It seems that Laviva has not told you everything. Did you know that it was her father who was killed nearly 15 summers past? 15 summers past. Je ne crois. Your adventurer friends seems already to have put two and two together. Why she didn't tell you earlier, I cannot fathom. What else are they leaving you out of? Jacquenard del Durandere? But silence! This is my final warning. When you see me again, you will either give yourself up, or you will die at my blade. Think on that, Laviva. Ilya, Lady Laviva's wound is deep. I do not believe I can heal it on my own. Lend me your aid. Yeah, it's all basically it's all on one like architectural server. But I have started up a Pokemon Red dungeon yesterday, so that will be my game for a while. No, that's fair. I have not the skill to heal Lady Laviva on my own. You must cast your magics as well. Thank you, my friends. For someone who claims she was hired to bring me back to Sharlayan, her aims were quite true. Lady Laviva, this Salai, claimed that you are not here with the blessing of the Forum. Is this so? Why did you not see fit to mention this? My grandfather knew the Forum would never allow us to come to Ishgard, and that my contemplations over the matter were merely attacked to stall and discourage us. The stars had spoken to my grandfather, and he was not about to turn a deaf ear to them. I kept silent because I did not wish to let the petty politicking of men thousands of miles away to the north stand in the way of our dream. Our dream to spread the word of Sharlayan astrology. And such was my father's dream, until he was killed for it by close-minded peasants. Oh, so you are nobility. But Rufin never spoke ill of those he wished to enlighten, even at his end. How do you know my father's name? Your father and I became close friends when I was in Sharlayan. When the Exodus forced me to return home, he asked if he could accompany me, saying that he wished to try and convince those who once believed in the stars' powers to look to the skies again. And we did for several moons. My countrymen were deeply skeptical and slow to warm to the idea of heathen magics. Some were even rude, but he never gave up on them, right up until he was... I was there during your father's last moments. I heard a commotion come from his room late one night and went in to check, only to find him bleeding and slumped over his diary, which he was writing when he was attacked. With his last strength, he handed me the diary and asked that I do not blame my people and are to continue our work. I believe this belongs with you now. I do not know if I can forgive those who killed my father. I do not expect you to forgive us yet, but knowing that he did, even at the moment of his death, perhaps will help you one day understand. You have always reminded me of Rufin, even before I knew he was your father. Your passion for your discipline equals his own, or may even exceed it. Father, did you know what fate awaited you in this realm? Did you see all this? Did the stars have you merely pave the way for me? If they did, then I shall not allow anyone to stand in your way. You're right, good man. And I shall also allow this breach of etiquette. But if you fail to address Lady Laviva properly again, I'll have you spit shining the privy back at Durandare Manor. Oh, leave him be, Janaquard. Without Gwymperin here, I'd have been tied up and shipped back to the old world moons ago. The stars have him here with me. He is not going anywhere, and neither am I. I am done with symposiums. That is not what my father wanted. He came here not to speak of astrology. He came here to use it, and so that is what I shall do. There are still many convictors who can benefit from these magics. And what a better way to convince people of your greatness than by ensuring they remain alive long enough to sing your praises? Jeanne, will you tell me of my father? I would be delighted, my lady. Unless, that is, you mean now, as I have a prior engagement with a pair of lovely baronesses from House Dasmiel, and I would not wish to keep them waiting. Jesus. A prior arrangement? Of course he has. I suppose my father's journal will have to suffice until then. I don't... Is Red Dungeon then a modded version? Or was that an actual release that they'd done? Because I don't recognize the name. You know what? Do that very quickly. Right, time to sort this. Oh, the mystery dungeons. Okay. Yeah, if you said mystery dungeon, I would have I would have instantly got it. Yeah, yeah, I know of the Mystery Dungeon series. Twitch clips, gaming, hashtag, Yakuza. Kiwami 2. Yakuza. Oh no, hang on. Need the hashtag. Yakuza 2. No, that'll do. That's fine. I think. I think if there's any more I need to put in. No, that'll do. Alright. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Everyone can view this post. Everything else is fine. Posts.
Oh, God.
Yep. Silly phone. Silly TikTok. Sorry, I was just sorting out the upload for TikTok. So hey, if you're interested, go watch my latest TikTok that I've literally just put live. And maybe watch some of the others, or watch the shorts. I don't mind which. Just watch some of them, please. And that's that. Well, they have the Mystery Dungeon Red on GBA on Switch, so I thought I would go play it for a while. No, that's fair. That is fair. To think that my old friend Rufin may have seen what grim fate awaited him in Ishgard, but chose to come anyway, knowing that it would inspire both me and his daughter. Gods, sometimes these celestial machinations are simply too grand in scope to grasp. However, if it is what we believe, then we must, as Quimperane said, so bluntly stated, make sure that naught disrupts us on our path to that fate. Perhaps it is time I revealed to you a more powerful form of Malefic, so that you might be better prepared for the trials that are to follow. That furrow upon your brow suggests that you could have used this spell earlier in your trainings. In retrospect, I would be inclined to agree. Ha ha!
Back in a moment, Ronzi.
Yep, no worries. I mean, it's fine, I have full Malefic, but that helps whenever I'm doing other stuff. Jacquinard has the latest information on Lady Laviva's current location. I am happy to report that Laviva is fine and well and hasn't been attacked by bandits, dastards, curs, or Chilean spies or disgruntled knights once since her last encounter at the convectory. After restoring health to all the convictors so they might return to getting wounded again, she journeyed northwest into the Dravenian forelands. If that journey was without incident, she should be in Tailfeather by now. Tending to the Chocobo hunters there, might I suggest we go and join her, Ilya? Ilya, it is good to see you again. I pray that you have not been neglecting your training. Now you may be wondering why I chose Tailfair, of all places, to visit next. Well, the truth of the matter is, I did not choose it at all. It chose me. The hunters here somehow heard of what we had done to the at the convictory and placed a formal request to have me come and tend to the hamlet's wounded. I would like to believe this is proof that word of the benefits of Charleyan astrology is slowly but surely spreading through the realm. But enough talk. There are still many ailing souls that require succor. Would you and Jacques mind assisting me again, as you did in the Western Highlands? Two score summers trapping chocobos, not a single beak in the eye or talon in the arse. And here I am on my deathbed on account of tripping over a cumulal tree root. An honest healer? Here in tail feathers? Now I have seen everything. Oh, you don't have healers out here? What? Damned each and every one of the 12 to the 7th hell and back. I'm not ready to die. Praise the 12, I'm healed. The pain. Oh, the pain. Yeah, no, I've done that. Just want to cast this. I don't know who you are, but you're good in my book. I do believe that is everyone, at least for today. Those men and women who have chosen a horrendously dangerous profession, a chocobo's talon can rip flesh to the bone, and a single kick can knock an otherwise hale hunter out for a sennight, if he survives. Many of them seem surprised. Grateful, of course, but surprised. That we were here helping them. Does the hamlet not have its own healers? Do the temple knights not dispatch their hospitallers this far from Ishgard? The Holy See only cares for the war with the dragons. It cannot be bothered with a handful of hunters, despite the fact that these hunters are its citizens. I was told on my arrival that they managed with makeshift polences created using herbs gathered from around the hamlet. When the wounds are more severe, they turn to their sole barber, who, well, is also the local butcher. I'm sorry, my frustrations with the situation, coupled with the day's efforts, have left me slightly drained. Might I be allowed a few moments of respite? Gwynplaine, Ilya, would you be so kind as to accompany the lady on her stroll? It has been far too long since that Charlalian assassin has showed her face, and a reading I conducted earlier this morning showed a day rife with conflict and confusion. Oop. Time for an instance. I'm glad you came, Ilya. There is something important I must tell you. Since Jean Quenard gave me my father's journal, I have spent my nights poring over his writings, trying to piece together what I could about his life. It appears he was hard-working and just. He trusted all, and truly wanted to help people in need. He believed that knowledge should not be hoarded like food, but shared amongst the intellectually starved. He also knew that there were those who would see him stopped. Persons who use their influence to trick and frighten the Forum into believing that knowledge should be kept at one's breast. Persons who saw my father as a threat. His final few entries all spoke of how he feared for his life, of how one man in particular was working to see him dead. That man's name? Oh, it's probably Jacques Quenard's father. Is not important, for in the end it turned out your father was killed by the very people he was foolish enough to trust. People who, in their slaying of a good man, proved that they were unworthy of the knowledge he so freely offered them. And now, here we are, making the same mistake as he. Continue this foolishness and you too will suffer his fates. Do not talk of my father as if you knew him. You know nothing. Your mind is as closed as the minds of those back in the old world who believe that hiding in their books will shield them from the pain and suffering of the real world. Such passion. It is a pity it remains misdirected. My employer only wishes to see you back safe in Charlian. The Forum recognizes your talents, and you are an asset to our nation and its people. We would have you live a long and prosperous life, so that you may raise even higher than your father ever had the opportunity to. But we both know you are far too stubborn to take this gift so graciously offered. You would rather fight. And you know, so would I. No more games, La Viva. Let us end this right here, right now, with your precious stars as our witness. Spare no one, not even the girl. Well, hopefully that's her dealt with permanently. I doubt it, but...
It's never permanent.
No.
Hi, by the way.
Hello. Are you alright? I heard the commotion. I came as quickly as I could. Not as quickly as these four. You remember the hunters so gravely wounded not less than a bell ago? If memory serves me, they could barely lift a finger, let alone rush headlong into a heated battle with their help turn the tides. Dad, don't be too hard on these silk shirts. Turns out we didn't need his help at any road. Who would have thought it, eh? Real-life fighting astrologians. Now I truly have seen everything. Laviva, I dare say those men would not have risked their lives had they little respect for us or our craft. You are right, our actions here have done more to promote Chilean astrology than any long-winded discourse. Why, I expect this very night the tale of your daring deeds will be told 100 times over in mead halls across the Forelands. Which means it will not be long before the Forum has heard as well. We Chileans may have officially abandoned this realm, but our ears remain. If the one who hired Selai is who I think it is, then I expect not less than a formal ediction of extradition to be issued. An edict of extradition? But Chilean has no power to force Ishgard to deliver you into their hands. Furthermore, what exactly is it you have done wrong? But allowed others to partake in your great nation's bottomless well of knowledge, as I did more than 15 summers ago when I studied in her halls. Things changed after you left, Janaquad. Many even believed it was my father's death that tipped the scales in favour of closing Chilean's doors and locking away all our knowledge. If the Forum deems it so, I could be arrested and imprisoned for the theft of national resources. And I see no reason why your Holy See, who has already shown its disdain for our efforts, would stand in its way. So what do we do? Your grandfather? Your father? They have given up so much to see you here. We cannot just concede defeats, now that we have finally begun to make headway. I never said we would, Jeanne. I have no intention of giving up or giving in. Doing so would be to deny the sacrifice made by my father and grandfather. The stars have shown me the path I must take. There is no other. And it begins back at Tailfeather, healing those who aided us. I will see the two of you in Ishgard once I have settled matters here. Grimcrane, will you see I arrive unharmed? Or will I? We'll see I arrive unharmed. Okay. Back to Ishgard. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Lady Laviva has still not returned from Tailfeather. Oh, but do not worry, I have had word that she simply intends to stay a few turns of the sun longer. What we should be worrying about, however, is the Forum and their pending decision on our companion's extradition. If an official edict is drafted, I fear we may find ourselves at the mercy of the Vault. And if that were to happen, there will be little we can do to keep Laviva here, short of starting a war. If only we had more time. When I was studying in Charlayan, I heard whispers of an ancient astromatic spell which could stop time and the very movements of the heavens. All my professors denied its existence, of course. Ooh. Ragnard has some exciting news. Trumped. Word of Lady Laviva's charity has begun spreading, my friend. I've attended more than one luncheon where it was positively dripping off the tongues of all the good lords and ladies. And the knights? Oh, the knights. They have started rumblings about why magics that not only heal the wounds but also enhance the strength of the healthy are not being employed to save the lives of those on the front lines. Needless to say, the Vault is not amused. They plan to have us fade into obscurity has rebounded upon them, and now they are scrambling to twist this situation to their advantage. Listen, Ilya. The Vault would have us officially attend an operation currently underway in the western highland village of Hemlock. The settlement was abandoned after the calamity and has since been overrun with beasts of all manner. The Holy See seeks to reclaim it, and my uncle, the Count, has generously volunteered his knights to clear the area of any remaining threats. It is a win-win for the Vault. The operation is small enough and far enough away from the capital that even if it is a success, no one will pay it half a mind. But the Vault will be able to say that they answered the plea of the knights. If, for any reason, the operation were to fail, then the Vault would be able to attribute the failure to the astrologian presence and turn the high houses against Lady Laviva. I spoke with the lady about this, but she said she was not interested in the politics of the situation, only that it was her duty to aid people in need. We should speak with her, and soon. Let's make haste to Hemlock. Won't even... Which one is... Oh, that's over there. Okay, interesting. Let's go. I was meant to use the snowman, but it's fine. Interesting that there's two icons here. You're here to help with the operation? Word has it the battle's already taken a turn for the worst. Do I need to do that? Oh, there's a thing up here. Once a bustling village and home to woodcutters who plied their trade in the western highlands of Corthus, the settlement, named for the large evergreens unique to the area, was abandoned when the chill came, and remains a ghost town to this day. Interesting. Do I need to do that? I'm confused. I'm just going to follow the quest. So, this is battle. I never knew the blood. There are wounded everywhere, Aurelia. We must help them. What I lack in healing talents, I shall make up for with my blade. We have severely underestimated the strength of our enemies, and now my men and women find themselves overwhelmed. The tide wedges we had at the day's onset have all but disregarded into small knots of fighting. The number of wounded is growing faster than our chaplains can heal them. Thank the Fury you arrived when you did. Okay. You know, I'm gonna do this anyway because I think this is gonna be interesting. I had a feeling this might have been an instanced area at one point. Yeah, this looks like this may have been, potentially, was meant to be like instanced or something at one point. But has since been changed.
I don't even recognise the area you're in, so I couldn't tell you.
It's like on the eastern border of Corthus Western Highlands.
Okay, yeah, there are some instances that happen in that region.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a knight at the bottom that says like the fighting has started, and basically just teleports you on the other side of a wall in front of you.
Right.
I'm thinking that before this quest may have been that it was a localized instance, but in the slimming down of things, they've just made it an open area now instead.
Technically, that would actually bloat it more.
Really?
Yeah, because
Well, no.
instances are on demand.
Well, that's no. My point being, is I think the area you could still walk around in anyway normally. I think what they mean is they took anything that was on the quest outside of that instance. Who knows? It's just very weird that they've got that thing that just teleports you onto the other side of the wall when you can quite literally just fly over the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
It's so dark. Why is it so dark? Weren't we fighting during the day? Where am I? Where is my company? I must return to them. Please, help. Well, I started it on myself again. I shan't forget this astrologian. I'm forever in your debt. I once heard that at the end, your life flashes before your eyes. Why is it then I can only recall the bodies of that wench, the Forgotten Knights? Because that is quite literally all that you want to think about. You have my thanks, but there may still be many more who require succor. I heard a woman scream beyond the boulder not moments before you arrived. Overwhelmed companions? Oh no.
Quick question, Ronzi.
Yes.
Are you considering doing roulettes this afternoon, or you saving that for another time?
Hang on a minute. Let me get through this cutscene.
Yep.
What have we here? Oh, you are clearly evil. Sevastri, you who vowed never to set foot in this barbarian land again, unless... Clever girl. Yes, it was I who hired Seelai to bring you back to Sharlayan. And if you had come back with us quietly, you would be free right now, rather than a wanted criminal facing a trial, imprisonment, even execution, depending on what you have told these tamed savages of yours. Yes, my dear, I offered you a chance and you foolishly refused it. The edict has been issued, and I'm here to collect you. Though, I must place some of the blame for that on our friend Sly. Had she not insisted on playing games, perhaps you would have displayed reason back in the Black Shroud. Instead, she merely added fuel to a fire already hot with your inherent stubbornness. And now I am forced to make the journey to this filthy realm to clean up her mess. And I suppose that starts with these companions of yours. Ilya, take Jacquinard and leave. Right now. Neither of you are ready for magics of the variety he wields. But what of you, my lady? I'm going to reclaim my father's journal. Brave. Your father was brave. Your father is also dead. Lady Laviva. Oh, I now understand Salil's frustrations. This realm is truly overrun with vermin. How he suffered here so long, I will never know. Very well, Laviva. You leave me no choice. You already know we have questioned Mace regarding your unauthorized passage into Eorzea. What you may not know is that we still hold him in the dark cells. Just as a precautionary measure, of course. We would not want him flee again before the trial. Now, your grandfather is not as spry as he used to be, and I am uncertain of how long the sanity a man of his age will last in complete darkness. Though, the longer you delay, the closer we come to finding out. If you wish to see your grandfather released, you will come to the abandoned city in the Dravanian hinterlands. There, my airship will be waiting to take you back to the old world, where you will be tried. Fairly, of course. I suppose you could run, but know that doing so would have grave consequences for your grandfather, and possibly your mother as well. And we would still eventually find you. Wait, my father's diary. You may still be close. Wait here. Oh, I'm gonna punch that smug look off his face. No, I'm probably not going to do them.
No, that's fair enough. I was holding off until I knew what you
See if I
wanted
was
to do.
gonna see if I was gonna join you.
Yep.
No, that's fair. Lady Laviva, who was that? I have the strangest feeling I should know him from somewhere. Sevastri, the leader of the Bibliothetics, a powerful group of conservative fundamentalists who seek to control the whole of Sharlayan knowledge. They believe that our people should not become involved in history, only to be witness to it. Then analyze it until all the lives lived and lost are but numbers on a page. You may remember Sevastri Jacquinard because he is the self-same man who has pushed for old Sharlayan to batten its doors. And he used my father's death as his rallying cry. And now I am certain that he had my father killed. Near the end of my father's diary, he mentions being contacted by a young Seven Stray, who happens to be an older classmate of his when they were both at the stadium. Sevastray, looking to make a name for himself as a politician, warned my father against continuing to disseminate knowledge of Sharlayan astrology in Eorzea, a warning my father, of course, did not heed. Soon after, several attempts were made upon my father's life. When he subsequently looked into the matter, he discovered that there was a price on his head, and that Sevastray had put it there. I discovered a contract signed by the wretched folded in my father's journal. He had planned on revealing it to the forum on his return, but he never had the chance. Jacquinard, my father gave you that journal before he died, but you never once opened it? I do not think it was mine to read. But what you say? If it is true, we must get that diary back. Come, seems the fighting has died down. Let us report to the captain of the knights, and then return to Ishgard so we may plan our next move. Dad done it again. I do not know what to believe anymore. We must report to the captain and then hasten back to Ishgard. Perhaps we can attempt to make sense of all that has befallen us here today. Sevastray, I knew it. Many lives were saved because of you. If this is what we can expect from Sharlayan astrology, I see no reason why we shouldn't have knights trained in the field. I will recommend this to the Lord Commander. I suspect he will be pleased to see the day won with so few casualties. Yes, speak to the Lord Commander. He has some sense of reason. If you require our services again, you need only ask. Come, Ilya, let us. If you require our services again, you need only ask. Come, Ilya, let us hasten back to Ishgard. Excuse me? Natural logic. Oh. I'm expecting you here. Are you just saying the same thing? Moments ago, we received a missive from the commander of my father's guard. He thanked us again for our assistance in Hemlock, and has formally requested that Lady Laviva train several of his knights in Sharlayan astrology. The vault, however, remains silent, and I believe this silence to be calculated. If the edict issued for Lady Laviva's extradition has arrived, they need only turn a blind eye to Sevastray's actions, until he has spirited the lady away from the realm, and people simply forget she was even here. But we are not going to let that happen, are we, milady? I am sorry, Jacquinard, but I no longer see how we cannot. Sevastray has my grandfather. He has threatened to take my mother, and he now has the one thing that could have saved both of them. My father's journal. No, Jacques Renard, I cannot deny my fate any longer. I have done several readings since our return, and every one is the same. Deceit, manipulation, submission. My path is clear. You, however, can carry on. Sevastray has no authority over you, or you, Ilya. See that my father's dream is fulfilled. Promise me that much. I shall promise you that and more, my lady. Quimcrane and I will see you to this place of meeting, and do whatever possible to make certain this Sevastray keeps his word. You know that by attending me, you put yourself in danger. He has shown he will not hesitate to kill anyone who stands in his way. And now that he knows I know of his involvements in my father's death, but still you would stand by my side in my last moments in Eorzea, I do not deserve friends such as you. Ilya, Aether is the building blocks of all that surrounds us, meaning that everything is connected. Someone closely attuned with that ether can, in a sense, link themselves with others, feeling their joy, feeling their pain. Scholars of the soul call this empathy. Crystal gazers and card readers call it the Wheel of Fortune. We astrologians call it collective unconsciousness. Whatever you call it, I feel that bond with you, both of you. Thank you. Collective unconsciousness. There is no other path for me to take. If I do not give myself up, I will be putting the only family I have left in danger, and I cannot bear such a burden. You may accompany me if you wish, but know that by doing so you put yourselves in grave danger for no reason other than your pride. That is more than enough. The Hands of Fate. I am quite aware that the mere notion of accompanying the Laviva to the answering quarter is bordering on absurd, but I cannot in good faith abandon our good friend in her time of need. Not after all we have been through. I am joyed to see that you have come to the same conclusion as well. What are you sniggering at? You sniggered, I heard you.
No.
You made some noise, I know that much.
I'm not denying that you may have heard something, but I didn't make any intentional noise.
Fair enough, okay. You two are foolish, but I would not trade friends such as you for all the gold in the Aurum Vale. But there is no gold in the... My lady, might I ask, you entertain a second option? You said that your father's diary contained a document which implicates Sevastray in Rufin's murder. What if? And I fully understand the enormity of this, but what if Sevastray still has not yet laid eyes on that document? Suppose he has only took the diary to provoke you. If we could somehow retrieve it before you boarded his airship, then we would have a bargaining chip of our own. But this man is the leader of the Bibliothetics. Their sole purpose in life is the hoarding of knowledge. Of course he read the diary. After knowing Sevastray, the document would have been set aflame the moment he discovered it. Unless... we told him that there was another document, one that I removed from the diary to have examined, one that was not in the diary when he stole it. Of course, there is no such page, but it would be easy enough to draft something up from memory of what I saw, something that would appear official from a distance. It just might work, though there is always the chance that he will simply attempt to take the document by force. Were that to happen, we would be fortunate to escape with our lives. Sevastray is a formidable astrologian. Some say he even possesses the power to stop time. But I thought those were only... No, we mustn't think of that. There is little time left before the scheduled meeting in the answering quarter. Lady Laviva's plan is all we have. If we are to save both her and her family, we must act. And trust that the stars will guide us to victory. So didn't she read something in the stars about, like, subterfuge, deception, deceit, and submission?
I'm pretty sure betrayal was in there.
Betrayal. Yeah, I can't remember if betrayal was in there, but I know that submission and, like, subterfuge were in there, I think. She could be talking about Severain, not herself. Anyway.
Yep.
To the Shires of Idle. Running snowman. Or bouncing snowman, I guess. What happened here? This is where my people lived, where my father was born and raised, where he became an astrologian, and where he took his first steps on the path that would lead us all here. He was not a Charlian, not even Huron. He was an Eorzean, like Jacques Renard and Quimperain. Even you, Ilya. Wait a minute. What does she mean, not even a Huron? Are Hurons not Eorzean natives?
I cannot remember the law of the homelands of each race. But yeah, Eorzea traditionally has a lot of different races calling it home.
I don't even know. Anyway, hang on a minute. Is not Quimperain... Yeah, okay, so Quimperain is an Elizan. Same, obviously, as Jacques Renard. Which would have made more sense if she said that if her father was also an Elizan. If he's saying he's not Charlayan by birth. But, like... Turn around and say a Huron, because, I mean, obviously then I would have thought Hurons would have been part of Eorzea. But, I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably reading too much into it. Nigh on 15 summers have come and gone since I last set foot on the paths of contemplation. Yet this place appears as if it hasn't been inhabited for centuries. Nature is the greatest of levelers, Jacques Renard. She provides us with what we need, but when we are done with it, she is quick to take back what is, and always has been, rightfully hers. There is still time before Semestre is to arrive. I would like to take a walk and see where my father lived. Just knowing that I tread on the same ground as he may grant my mind peace. Well, then might I suggest a rooftop garden directly to the south of here? Your father and I would spend many a night there gazing up at the stars and prattling on about our dreams into the small hours. It is where he first told me of your mother, your birth mother, not the aunt who cared for you after Lady Brider died in labour, and the child she was carrying. Oh, that's a bit of lore that we've now just been introduced to, that her mother is actually her aunt. Well, the mother that Silvestre was talking about, anyway. That may have come up before when the quest line was longer, I guess.
I don't think they've shortened the job quests.
I thought they condensed the job quests down. No?
No,
Okay, fair enough. I'll shut up.
no, just MSQ
Just MSQ. Okay.
between A Realm Reborn and blur. I've forgotten.
Evansward.
Brain. Yeah,
Evan.
the post A Realm Reborn
Right, okay.
items.
Fair enough. Not all of the conservatorium's conversations Rufin and I had were pleasant. He was a fiery spirit who, once an idea filled his head, would make it his whole life, regardless of how outlandish it was. Reintroducing Charlatan astrology to Eorzea was one such idea. I was against it at first, knowing firsthand how traditionalists the people of my city-state were. But your father overwhelmed me with his passion, and it was not long before I too found myself a disciple of his vision. What's happened here? A lot of stuff happened here.
The place was overrun by a demon child.
Yeah. I wonder if my father knew that one day I would be here, standing under the same sky he did. Did he know that he would have a daughter who was as stubborn as he? A daughter who put her life and the lives of those she loved in danger because of an unfulfilled dream? I think he did. And I think he knew here and now he would... And I think if he were here and now, he would be proud. Proud that I at least tried. Proud that I did not let fate control me, but that I rather walked hand in hand with that fate down a path my father left. Not only for me, but for all those who would carry in their hearts the same dream. I believe he would be, as well, Lady Laviva. Though I did not fully realize it until recently, these past moons, it has been as if Rufin was here by my side once again. The passion, the stubbornness, the talent. I do not think he would stand idly by as Severinstre had his way, so I believe neither should we. Thank you, Jane. I know... Oh, I think it's Jean. I know I have been hard on you, but it is only because you were an incompetent astrologian with an aversion to training, not because you were anything but a good man and a good friend. Now let us see what the stars have in mind for us today. Jean quite literally just took that insult to the face. I think probably because he realized it's true. He's a terrible astrologian. And a terrible student. Fate is but a suggestion. Remember that. You may keep your readings to yourself. No offense, milady, but the only things that shall be guiding me tonight is my obligation to Lady Laviva. That's my blade. What about your actual master? You know what? Okay. Zevestre is not a man to be late. He will be here. Ever so predictable, Laviva. I am sorry to inform you, there has been a change of plans. There will be no return to your homeland, no tear-filled reunion with your grandfather, no trial. Only a sentence, and that sentence shall be carried out here by mine hand. You see, after reading your father's diary, it became clear that you and your wretched friends know too much. You would not believe how long I have been searching for that document. The last one that connected me to your father's unfortunate accident. I tracked it down and had all the others destroyed, but this one eluded me for almost 2 decades. The last? Jeanne, or Jean, Ilya. It appears we are left but with a single path. There was only ever one, my lady, and we shall see it to the end. What's this thing? Oh, where did you come from? Okay. Yeah, you're not casting that. I assumed if I cast that, it was an instant wipe. Wait, if you wish to see your grandfather live, you will not kill me. That was never our intention, Silvestre. No, I only wish to ask you a few simple favours. The first being the return of my father's diary. You will then send word back to the old world to have my grandfather released immediately, and finally, you will return to Charlene and report to the forum that I have disappeared and am presumed deceased. Fail to do these things, and I shall tell the forum all I know of your involvement in my father's death. I doubt they will be so generous, I doubt they will be as generous with their mercy as I. And what? You shall remain here and continue to spread our knowledge across this worm-eaten realm like it was a sweet cream butter? You know not what you do. The barbarians of this realm have shown that they cannot use knowledge to destroy each other. They corrupt it, they lessen it, and then they forget it. They never once have shown they are worthy of the knowledge they so defile. And yet you would still give it to them? Very well, I shall do as you ask. But know that the Forum is ever listening, ever watching. Should you continue your escapades here in Ishgard, they will find out. And they will send others until they have succeeded where I have failed. Then you'd best make certain they do not. You are a powerful man who also happens to be the master of lies and deceit. I pray the task should not prove too difficult, and if it does, well then, I can always show them what manner of man you truly are. I do not think there will be any need for that. Silvestre, however wicked, is not a fool. He will not sacrifice that which he has spent the past 2 decades building over a girl he, even with his back to the couples, sees as an inferior. Especially if you have offered him a means of accomplishing it without causing him to lose face. His pride, of course, will ache, but it's naught a little wine cannot cure. You're right, Jean-Claude. I don't even know how to spell his name. Jean. Something I never thought I would admit. At least out loud. So, does this mean you will remain in the sea and continue your teachings? Of course I will. There is the pending contract with House Durin there, my obligation to the Convectors and the Hunters of Tailfeather. And then, of course, there is the matter of your incomplete training. If memory serves me, you still have opened only half of the Heaven's Gates. Wait, Jean or me? I thought I opened all of them.
I don't think John's got past 1.
That is true. He skipped out on, like, all of the others. Truth be told, I have no idea how we survived that battle. Think of it a moment. Silvestre could stop time. Perhaps fate has a stronger pull than I imagined, or perhaps I've merely evolved into an all-powerful astrologian like the former. Time holds no meaning for me, apparently. You may recall a time when I pulled Milady aside and spoke of how I did not trust my master's heathen magics. Well, I still do not trust his, but Lady Laviva and yours, a man my age should not have lasted half a bell in that last battle. Hells, I still cannot believe we fended off those pirates in Limsalomisa. I could not have survived this long without you, Lady Ilia. Should you ever have need of my sword, you need only ask. Well, things did not go completely as planned, but we arrived at the fate intended for us nonetheless. Now, the question is, what do we do with this fate we have been granted? I believe this warrants another reading, but perhaps after we've had a bite to eat? You may recall a time when I pulled... Okay, you know you're saying the same thing. Ah, Ilya, you are just in time to greet the Athenium's newest member. May I present you with Lord Rufin? Why the surprise? Ah, but I believe I know the answer. Your senses are doubtless reeling from having witnessed poor Lady Laviva's tragic end in the hinterlands. Wink. Contrary to popular opinion, I was not murdered at all, but merely on a long and winding journey that has finally brought me back to Ishgard so that I may teach the secrets of Chilean astrology once again. I mean to show the people that fate is a path that needs not be walked in darkness, that the stars can be used to light the way. And my first lesson, that those who oppose the celestial guidance shall find their foes burning on and on without end. This concludes the astrologian quest line for everyone on Heaven Board. In order to take the quest, first meet the following requirements. We've done the Flourish of Fate, so I could do that now. But I should have New Game Plus. Huzzah. If I do the New Game Plus stuff, does it instantly... Do I have to do all of it through again, or can I just pick and choose what I'm doing?
Been a while. I genuinely can't remember. I think you should be okay to just do parts of it.
Alright. Well, I may as well do it.
I mean,
now
even
as
if it
we're here.
wants you to, even if it wants you to go through more, then you can just abandon. Do what you need and then abandon.
Yeah.
Talking of abandoning.
Yep.
Yeah, lots happening. I am gonna have to walk away from the computer for a while to deal with some stuff.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So enjoy.
Yep.
I assume you're crafting planets with Trinky this evening.
Yes.
Yeah, I shall probably be in your chat to annoy you or
Alrighty
something.
then. Yep. Take it easy, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I've got to do this part as well. Alright, so we'll just do this very quickly. I I can kind of just skip through all of these because we've done this once before. I just need that other quest that I messed up on. This. Didn't realize this was part of the other one. Oh wait, what am I running for? Excuse me. Yeah, come on. Go and find her. Oh, it's you. Funny. Come on, sprint. Kind of annoying that we can't mount up in here, but it's understandable. You don't really want mounts running around in your city. So this should be the one. I have good news and bad news. The good news is preparations for the symposium on the Chilean astrology has been progressing smoothly, as we have expectedly encountered very little resistance from the vaults. They have gone to the trouble of securing us a spacious venue for the event. Bad news is the spacious venue in question lies in Falcon's Nest. Lest you wonder, I speak of the same frigid building site in the middle of nowhere that you will doubtless have heard so many good things about. Yes, my friend, that's Falcon's Nest. Yet I suppose this may be a blessing in disguise. I am not certain what that blessing may be. Perhaps we should all make for the hamlet and see. Ooh. I thought I could do that. Never mind. I was incorrect. Greetings, Ilya. It appears that not only is our symposium to be held in a tiny hamlet miles away from civilization, crawling with people who cannot even spell astrology, let alone grasp how it works, but that no one in the whole town has even been informed of our arrival. The three of us have been spending the last bell speaking with whomever will listen, inviting them to attend the event, so at least we won't be speaking to an empty forum. Oh, worry not, my friend. We have saved the Northern District just for you. Wink. Yeah, well, I mean, the forum are doing this deliberately. Why wouldn't they? I mean, they don't want us spreading word. They'll send us out here for the sake of it. Just to get us rid of us. Charlatan astrology, eh? You a heretic? Because you're talking like one. There's only one kind of astrology in Ishgard, and it ain't that heathen kind. Considering you as considering as you're an unbeliever, I suppose the night must allow you to yap and yammer. But, cause too much commotion and you'll be disappeared like that other lad. When was that? Bloody heretics. An outrider. And his wounds look deep. Is there a cutter nearby? Was he using his sword as a cane? What kind of a swordsman are you? Anyway. What is this sorcery? My cuts. They knit themselves. Are you a healer, adventurer? If so, I have another request of you. There were others in my scouting party that were all wounded, some of us more gravely than others. I fear that my fellow knights may be in grave danger. Would you seek them out and tend to them as you did me? I will report to Sir Redwald, but I fear that by the time he can muster reinforcements, several of men will have perished. Alright, let's go. I mean, it makes sense for them to put them out here. The Vault doesn't want us speaking of them. Speaking of this to people. They'll send us out here so that, like, there literally is no one. Like, these people out here won't really care about it. Why would they? But they're just trying to survive out here. You know what? Let's use that. I thank you, adventurer. I shall tell the fury of your kindness when I kneel before her at the gates too. Get up. How did you... It's as if I have never dealt a single wound. What manner of magics do you wield, friend? Astrologian. Astromancy, but I thought the stars only served to grant us insight into the Horde's movements. Why are there not more astrologians in the field? You and your companions are in Falcon's Nest to discuss that very topic. Perhaps I can persuade others in the garrison to attend. Now I must hurry back to the hamlet. My captain will want a full report on the day's happenings. Hey, we can get people in? Why not? Alright, I got this, right? Celestial Opposition. Restore own HP and HP of all nearby party members. Okay. Right, it's an OGCD cast. Where have you been? When you did not return, we visited the northern gates and found the area astir with night activity. You left the hamlet to aid wounded scouts? You could have been killed, or eaten, or killed then eaten, or eaten then killed. What is this? You say your display of astromancy has impressed the knights into attending our event? This may work to our advantage. If the knights begin clamoring for astrologians to be assigned to their ranks, then the sea may just listen. Let us find these good men and inform them that the symposium is about to commence. Right. Okay, they're up there. Oh wait, hang on. You say. I knew it's empty. Well, except for that poor sod who has the ill fortune of drawing the stairwell watch duty. We have been made to look the fool. Owl's hoar-frosted balls. Not a single person came. I told you this was a terrible plan. Use the confusion of the jam-packed symposium to approach the target, she says. You'll have her out of the hamlet before her companions even knew she was gone, she says. Even a blind babe could have seen that no one would gather for a talk on astrology in the middle of swiveling. The astrologian who attended to my wounds. As you can see, both me and my fellow knight made swift recoveries. Thanks to your wonderful magics, of course. Reinforcements for the garrisons never arrived. Reinforcement. Oh, yes. I spoke with Sir Red Wolf myself. Perhaps he felt there was no need for reinforcements after I convinced him what an able healer you were. Yes, that is it. That is most certainly the reason, yes. And as much as we would like to have attended, the captain has already assigned us to another mission. I apologize to you and your companions. Perhaps we can make the next symposium. Carry on then. Well, that then. The Vault wins. Do not think of it as such, Lady Laviva. This is but one hurdle we must leap. The Vault wants us to stop and turn around, and they will continue placing hurdles before us until we do. But we cannot let that discourage us. We must carry on until we reach our destination, or they will run out of hurdles. Ha! You cry over hurdles? You know not how lucky you were. Did you come for the symposium? No, I will not let anyone see me at that gathering. I'll be branded a heretic and sent off to witch drop. Or worse, they just slit my throat and toss me out to the beasts. Like they did that other astrologian from the old world. The other astrologian? When was this? When you reach my age, all the summers meld together. My hair still had colour, so it must have been at least a score. Mayhaps more, mayhap less. There was an astrologian who was... But it was long ago. It could not have been anyone you knew. Jean, you're a moron. We cannot dwell on the past. We must needs find a way to interpret the cards we have been dealt, so that they might benefit the present. Our present. Jean, you're an idiot. To not realize who it is. It's probably her father. No, it could not have been anyone I knew. Never had the chance to. You're right, Jean. We mustn't let the vault, or bandits, or closed minds prevent us from achieving what we came here for. The stars will point the way. And we will help the people of Ishgard see that as well. Yeah. The astrology com. Lady Laviva did not take the old man's recollection of a slain astrologian all that well at all. I understand that hearing of a fellow colleague's death might unnerve some, but you would think she had lost her father. Jean? That's exactly it. Oh, Jean, what have you done? I will not live down this offense. You see, the astrologian of whom the old man spoke, it so happens that I knew him well. His name was Rufin, and he was my friend and confidant when I studied in Charlayan. My only friend. He followed me back to Ishgard when my stay in the city-state was cut short by the Exodus. His dream was to rekindle interest in the forgotten teachings which gave rise to Ishgardian astrology. But this was a time when the Holy See was even more opposed to foreign ideas than they are now. That evening I discovered him bleeding at his bureau. It was one of the saddest in my life. But even at the hour of his death, Rufin remained strong, and he made me promise that I would not let his dream fade because of the closed-minded. Not that has gone particularly well thus far. Yet perhaps if we reach a greater accord with the stars, they will show us the way forward. Yes, that sounds likely. Alright, now, how do I get out of New Game Plus? abandon. Hmm? May register and commence previous completed duties. However, please be advised that commencing a duty registered for prior to entering New Game Plus will result in New Game Plus mode being suspended automatically. Please resume on your New Game Plus mode and still register for duties you have yet to complete and related. Oh, I've got to go through. Okay, then that's fine. Alright. I don't have the time now to do much else as I'll be going out soon. Oh. I wanted to do at least one of the societies, but never mind. It's fine. If I hadn't messed up that first half an hour, things would have been different. I'll come back and probably like zip through all of that off screen because I don't need it open. I don't want to leave that going. You know? And with that, YouTube, we are going to be ending right there. Thank you very much for watching all the way through. I do appreciate it. Completely scuffed start of the stream, but we got everything all in there, even if it is just a bit out of order. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. It helps the channel grow. Get us knows about that algorithm. Just comments down below, so we'll respond to you in kind. There are, well, if you're going to leave a comment, that does help out. But you're going to talk about any of the plot points I've not yet encountered, just mark your comments with spoiler so I can use my discretion to read through it. Everyone still will receive a comment in kind. Links down below mean that there are the there's the link for the charity drive we're doing for the Vasculitis Foundation. We're raising money to help with that illness, which attacks the blood cells in the body and causes untold problems throughout. If you can give some money in this rather tight period, with it being the holidays and all, I would appreciate it greatly. But honestly, just watching, spreading the word to others to watch, really helps out because it gets more eyeballs in, more potentiality people to being able to give. We greatly appreciate it. There's some other links. There's the Lore Objects commercial. There's my throne list to help me out personally. There is the Quell and Shardfall link. If you want to blend your fitness and gaming together in a fantastical world, you can use that link down below to get $40 or equivalent off of your purchase. They're also bringing out VR functionalities in the new year. Until next time, my little YouTube cultists, though, you stay safe in this broken masquerade.